conference. Earlier, it used to be in person. You had the opportunity to see the entire collection of Swiss military, as well as the licensed collection. Really interact, have tea together, and really understand the scale of partnership that we're planning. But yes, we have to make do in the e-meet format. I think Mani ji will send a press release to everyone, and but acha lagta hai milke, and so that will be pending, and we'll have to do it later as soon as the pandemic allows. So essentially, just as a quick introduction, and then Anuj can jump in and tell us more. So Swiss military is an iconic brand, and this is I've always felt that that India needs to celebrate iconic brands which are owned and operated out of India. And Swiss military is exactly one of those. It's an iconic Swiss brand with a very high standard of quality, a Swiss sense of not only quality, luxury, specifications as well. And I've always told Anuj that it's a rare brand, and it is a brand that has to be protected, because it is potentially one of only 4 or 5 genuine lifestyle brands in the country. And Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein are another lifestyle brands. Swiss military has the rare ability to lend its name to a wide range of categories, including leather accessories, gifts, etc., electronic accessories, and a brand has with massive potential. It was the vision of the chairman, Shri Ashok Sani ji, and the dynamic MD on the screen, Mr. Anuj Sani ji, to really make the brand a 1,000 crore brand, and which is why they decided for specific categories to partner with certain experts. And for the leather accessories, bags, and gifts categories, they decided to partner with Torero, and we couldn't be more honored and grateful that they chose Torero for this opportunity. To tell you a little bit about Torero, Torero is a leather accessories bags expert. We are one of the fastest growing fashion houses. So for 30 years, we've been manufacturing leather goods for some of the top brands such as Hugo Boss, Giorgio Armani, etc. out of India. So true make in India company. We manufacture everything in India. Then we went one step forward, and we started acquiring acquiring the rights of various brands in leather accessories categories, obviously focusing on very powerful brands. And in our portfolio, we have 10 brands right now. We have Police, we have Cross, we have Sheaffer, but our focus is always on the leather accessories and bags categories. So essentially, Torero is keen to become the Luxottica of leather accessories, and our goal is that should anyone seek leather accessories at any price point, we are there to serve. Should anyone want to create a brand, we are there to serve, as well as distribution partners, retailer partners, etc. Get them expertise leather accessories across a range of brands. And hence this partnership is truly a powerful partnership, where you have an iconic brand which is very powerful across categories, with aspirations of conceptualizing, designing, and manufacturing in India, and becoming a true global lifestyle brand, partnering with a leather accessories expert who has the ability to cater to leather accessories at any price point, and outprice and out quality in terms of quality, beat China, and really emerge as a true a leader in accessories. So it's a real serious partnership where everyone brings their best to the table, and we see that this partnership should generate a lot of jobs. Our vision is very clear, as Anuj laid out, to make Swiss military a 1,000 crore brand. So we see jobs coming in all the way from designing, from manufacturing, to retail, to distribution. And the core value proposition, the last point I would like to make before I would like everyone to get the opportunity to hear from Anuj, is that Swiss military is known for being the house of affordable luxury. And because they set a very Swiss standard of quality, specifications, and design, uh, and by designing, conceptualizing, and manufacturing the products in India, the distribution partners can get access to a very high margin, and which is why the products have extremely high perceived value. So all distribution partners, retailers, e-commerce partners, distribution partners can hope to make money, as well as give consumers access to phenomenal quality at an affordable price. So this is the true house of global luxury, and we're very excited to give consumers true Swiss quality at very fair prices. And I hope it'll be very exciting times going forward. Anuj, your thoughts for everyone here?
Thank you, Yash. Thank you for all the humbling words for the brand. It is an honor for us to get associated. I would first like to welcome everyone here, even though I would not know everyone on a first name basis. And in the present times, taking your time out and your valuable inputs for us would be great at the end of the session and the Q&A. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for encouraging us in a new association together. So a quick word on the brand and the quick word on the association as to why Torero is such a strategically important partner for us is what I would want to talk about for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So Swiss Military has essentially been one of the fastest lifestyle brands in the growth factor globally is because of three primary factors. So the first is the fact that we are a one-stop shop. And the whole aim, the whole inception of the brand started in Switzerland, aiming at the tourist market. So we were available at almost every tourist shop, gift shop, souvenir shop, gift shop, mom and pop store in the geographical area of Switzerland, France, and Germany. So in the very inception, we had to make sure that a person who's not looking for a product, where he's looking at an impulse buy, is persuaded to pick up a Swiss Military product from the shelf. And which is why three very important factors came to the fore. One, we were extremely affordable. Two, the perceived value, like Yash had said, was very high being a Swiss brand. And three, we had to be very innovative. And because we started delving into a wide variety of products, and we wanted to make sure that if a person is looking for a sunglass, doesn't go outside and look for a sunglass, but comes to a Swiss Military store and picks up the Swiss Military sunglass. And at the same time, if he's looking for apparels, it's the same store. If he's looking for travel gear, it's the same store. If it's leather accessories, it's the same store. So we basically became a one-stop shop for men's lifestyle. And we started realizing over time that not many brands in the world can do that. So for example, if I talk about a very widely acceptable brand in categories would be a Nike, but you can have footwear from Nike, you can have a digital watch from Nike, but you still can't have curtains and wallets and a frying pan or a bed cover from Nike. And we have almost 19,000 products in our global division in 26 countries across almost 22 product lines. The most important being travel gear, leather accessories, writing instruments, and which is where we come to the topic of Torero. So given the three USPs that the brand had, which I'm talking about right now, which is innovation, the striving for quality being a Swiss brand, and at the same time, we're not looking at a luxury brand for the masses. We're looking at a premium brand where the value for money is very high, where the perceived value of the product is much higher than the actual average selling price or the ASP being charged for the product, where the customer feels that this is something I never had. Now, where a very strong case was made to the Swiss principles for Torero was the fact that one, they were one of the best design houses in India, and I would say globally. I've seen the range. The best brands in the world, including Hugo Boss and Fossil, yes, you could talk about that, are from the same house. And people understand that India is now striving to make the best quality that there is. And therefore, the entire Make in India initiative came here. So even though the Swiss brand is sourced, like, for example, we're sourcing almost from, 6 different countries. We're having almost 700 vendors in place. But India was not really a very, very major vendor based market for us. So therefore, Torero was a very ideal fit for us in terms of quality, in terms of innovation, in terms of having the entire design, the conceptualization, the entire marketing, the R&D, coming under one roof. So it was a very great match for Swiss Military. And when we did the quality audit with the with the factory, I think it was almost like a 10 on 10, if not more. So we were very happy with the fact that they understand the quality and they would be taking it to the next level. And Torero has done itself proud with the kind of growth it has had with every major brand in the world. In fact, Yash has not told you, but he's also on the board of directors of major global lifestyle brands also, and he travels to Europe very frequently. So very much in touch with the times. So where we came in was that we always wanted that if it's a regular wallet, with a coin pocket or regular 2 pockets for the ID and regular pocket for the credit cards, what extra can we do where we as a consumer feel that it should have something different, but coming from a brand There's nothing there. It's just the same wallet, a black or a brown, and maybe it's, two pockets for a credit card and one pocket for an ID card. But then the innovation factor was not there. Nobody was thinking of a front pocket wallet. Nobody was thinking of a money clip wallet. Nobody was thinking that how do you carry something very minimal with everything that you need inside your front pocket or inside, your belongings, and not, carry bulk. At the same time, looks very chic. At the same time, is very affordable, and it can last for, at least 3 or 5 years. So we always, as a brand, tried to look under the nook and corners where nobody was looking, which is what we internally call as a demand vacuum, where almost 2.2 million people in our global databases that we've accumulated, right, to us. And most brands would, like a Samsonite, you would buy, and it's a great policy from the brand where they would write to you saying that I hope you're having a great experience with the product. I hope there is no issue with the product. I hope you're satisfied. Please rate us on these 10 factors. Great. So we try and go one step ahead, where we also ask, what is it that you need that does not exist? And therefore, a lot of the ideas start germinating from these people who say that, so 5 or 6 years back, we started getting into this entire thing of getting into patents and product designs and R&Ds and so on, where a person said, I have a cell phone, and if I'm traveling in the plane, I would need a power bank. If I'm in the office, I would need something which is, having a power plug and I can charge my phone. If I'm traveling in the car, I need a car charger. And I'm fed up of charging 3 or 4 things, and half the times I'm fiddling between the 3, and I always forget, one back home. So they said if you can have a digital watch as part of it, if you can have a torch, a battery indicator in the same product, it'll be a great product. So we said it's too much to understand, but when you went back to the R&D of the entire product, we could come out with a very affordable product, which was one of our best sellers for the last almost 3 years, and it did great. And that is taking care of the consumer, making sure that we give him something that even they don't know exists, and we try and formulate that product line basis what the consumer needs. So that is where Torero came in very strongly with the innovation that they had, with the branding of the product, with the designs, with the multi-utility factor. And we really feel that these post-COVID times would change a lot of things for the market. They're looking at something which is affordable. They're looking at the reliability of a global brand. Swiss quality is something which the whole world relates to. We are not looking at a luxury brand where we are selling 1 pen a day. We're looking at a premium brand where we sell 100 wallets a week. And therefore, we are aiming at that strata of people who maybe can't afford a brand today, but at the same time are striving for 1, peer pressure, 2, for the quality, 3, for the fact that they want to carry something which can stay as a companion with them for the next 3 or 4 years without worrying about the stitching coming out or the leather peeling off or the branding not being perfect. And I would not want to name the brands, but the top brands that I see being priced at almost 2 or 3 times of kind of MRPs and average selling prices that we are planning with Torero. The quality is, unfortunately, just not up to the mark. Now, if you travel to Europe or the US, there is so much innovation with the colors and the fabrics and the design factor or the multi-utility factor. And that is something that the Indian market today is devoid of, because the customer is not given the choices to really have that, that option when he goes to a mall or an online shop like an Amazon and so on. So that is where we want to step in, and we want to tell them that it is not good enough for a brand to give you what sells, but we want to give you something that you would want to buy, because that is something, even if you're having 2 wallets, you still feel that an RFID holder with a money clip, with a very quick access to your credit cards is something that you would want to use in a day and age when commercial money is not really important. And then coupled with the fact that, we are looking at a whole range from Torero, which is where the one-stop shop comes in, where we're looking at, coupling different products. So we could always couple a toilet bag with a backpack. We could couple a power bank, with a wallet and a pen inside the same copper box. So we're looking at, aiming at the online market in a very big way, where a person is looking at 3 or 4 things and, giving a kind of a offer to him that if he buys 1 product, there's a certain discount, and the discount goes up when he buys 2 or 3 in the same combo. And these combos are ones that they need. These are combos that are the call of the day. And like I said, people don't even realize that they need these products. And at the same time, so coupling the strength of the various categories of the brand and bringing it with the quality that Torero brings, to the fore, and making it a market which is something which Swiss military has been always wanting to have in the Indian market. The $4.2 billion brand that we are is more towards the European or the Far East or the Middle East. But the Indian market has basically been a B2B foray for the brand. And now, with Torero's strength, we're looking at entering into the online and the retail space also, coupled with B2B in a very big way.
Absolutely, Anuj. And just for the knowledge of all the journalists who have joined us, what Anuj and I felt is that also the Indian consumer has come of age, and now they need not, for example, the special product that Anuj was talking about, the car charger with the flashlight, etc. So now the Indian consumer has come of age. Their confidence is high. They seek authentic products. They seek genuine, authentic, branded products where they have the confidence that it'll last, it'll survive, and they're moving away from either fake brands or unbranded product. And also leather goods and bags as a category were subjected to 30% import duty. And this was an opportunity by partnering with Torero to get genuine, designed in India, conceptualized in India, manufactured to the highest standards in India, and cater to the same need for authenticity, the same need for genuineness that consumers carry. Consumers do not want to carry fake products or unbranded products anymore at a price that they're willing to pay. So giving respect to consumers, giving respect to their hard earned money, we decided that this is the right opportunity and right timing as well to partner. Anuj was talking a little bit about e-commerce. There is a massive trend right now that people aren't visiting stores as much, not even visiting relatives. So people are actually purchasing gifts online and shipping it directly to their loved ones. And that is also a big trend that we're seeing. And Swiss Military lends itself really nicely to gifting products as well. So it's a perfect partnership. It's a partnership. It highlights the following things: that A, we respect the Indian consumer. The Indian consumer is definitely has come of age to give them responsibly sourced products, very high quality, that they can be proud of, that they can experience a joy in using day in and day out, giving them the opportunity to meet all their needs under a single house at a price they can afford, and a feeling of luxury that they can enjoy while generating employment in our own way. The intention is that we aren't a Tata or a Birla, but we definitely, you can say that companies like ours are on their way to succeed. We need some support from the government, but we are here to generate employment, here to drive purchases of products conceptualized and manufactured in India, and here to serve the nation. Uh, uh, so
Yeah.
so uh, eh, yeah. Any more thoughts, Anuj?
No, so I think, Yash, you summarized this very well. And so the crux of the matter is that post COVID, a lot of things have changed, are changing, and moving with the times is the call of the day. So the agility that a smaller outfit, as you mentioned, as compared to the behemoths of the industrial world, what we bring to the fore is the time to the market, the flexibility of adapting to customer needs, because a lot of the products that we are now catering to would be customized, be it in the online platform, like you mentioned, or the B2B platform. And the customization part is something that has really propelled the growth of Swiss Military, uh, you know, in all these years. And the typical offline retail format is something which is still going to be very important for, the brick and mortar feel of people actually going and experiencing a leather wallet, because the online space, one of the disadvantages that we feel that we have personally experienced with the brand or personally is that due to the great photography and the photoshopping of the entire product, sometimes the actual product doesn't really come to the fore. And when you see the product and the look and the feel, it is not really what has been promised to the customer. So, which is where I think the Swiss military quality, even in the B2B space, so we came to the B2B space almost like 6 years ago. And the kind of, let's say, leather wallets that we used to manufacture, that the industry was used to being offered was, I would not want to use the word trash, but it was actually trash. So doctors would say that if a farmer is giving a 50,000 pieces of wallets to a certain customer, they would really feel that even if it's a 1 month warranty, and if the stitching comes out, and if the zipper is rusting, it's fine. And then we came and we said, no, our price is almost 1.5 times of what you're offering, but we give you a certain warranty. There is a the leather is the best possible refined leather that you can find of Napa leather, in the defined section. You're giving a kind of a USP that no other brand has even seen in the Indian market then, which we talked about 6 years back. And suddenly when we did that order of almost 52,000 wallets, everybody in the entire segment started saying that if you're giving us something, give us Swiss military. We would rather not have a gift from you, every 1 month, because we're not going to be using it. We're going to be trashing it or giving it to somebody else for a gift. And if you're coming to us and gifting us something, come every 3 months, not come every week and give us trash. But let us have something that we can, wear on our sleeve, something we are proud of, and something we can, have last with us for the next almost 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely, I think Anuj, you captured it really well, and this also for the benefit of the journalists who've joined us. Even gifting per se, as an industry, is a massive industry, and people often don't realize how big the B2B market is, how many small distributors exist, etc., etc. And until now, they had to focus on substandard product which was not reliable, product which was not backed by a house or with warranty, and certified genuine product from authentic brands such as Swiss military give them security as well. And in turn, and the moment an example that I always like to tell any gift giver is that the moment you've given genuine, authentic, branded products, you've appropriated the blame to the company. So for example, if as a gift recipient, if I get a bad product, let us just say, for example, say a Titan watch which doesn't function, I wouldn't abuse the gift giver ki nahi kharab ghadi diya hai.
Yeah,
I'll abuse the brand. And so your respect for the gift giver always increases, and the brand shoulders that responsibility. And here as Swiss military, we are shouldering the responsibility of protecting the gift givers, ensuring that only love is communicated, and we back the product with warranty, with reliability, with a very high sense of quality. And it's almost like the world and India has restarted again. People are gifting again. People are announcing to their business partners, to their friends, relatives that they are there, they're active. We're seeing a big trend in gifting, online gifting or structured gifting, like how pharma companies do, how multi-level marketing companies do, how alcohol companies do. So there is a resurgence of gifting. There's a resurgence of personal purchases, either to feel better about yourself or to gift your recipient. So I would say that we've timed our partnership appropriately, and here to serve. We are here to serve distribution partners. We are here to serve retailers, and really we are here to build the brand together. So even if the warranty on a certain product is 2 years, I mean, it's no questions asked if the consumer is unhappy after a larger period of time. We're here to serve consumers and get them to really appreciate and enjoy the power of an authentic brand, and really serve in that process.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Maniji, just I wanted to maybe use this opportunity, Anuj and I, we could speak one-on-one to some of the journalists who've joined us, and if they have any questions, take that, or maybe answer any things that they would like us to talk about at length, either the opportunities or the brand potential, how we see the post-COVID scenario, anything, Maniji, that you would want us to Indrajit ji or Sarthak ji, anyone who's there. Any questions they would want us to answer? Manit, just unmute yourself.
Can you hear
Hello.
me, sir?
Yes, Manit,
Yeah.
continue.
So there are few questionnaires which I have just received. Okay.
Right.
And I'll just, I guess Indrajit Singh is saying something.
Yeah, Indrajit ji, boliye.
Any investment plan for India?
Indrajit ji, Anuj Anuj, why don't you take this forward, and then I'll talk about the leather accessories aspect.
I didn't really hear the question very clearly. Indrajit ji, एक बार थोड़ा सा ऊंचा बोलिएगा, please.
Any investment plan for India?
Yes, sir. We, as a brand, have been a little, how do you say, wary of the Indian market till now, because any new market we get into as a brand, we always try and understand the needs of the Indian market, because a person walking into a Zurich train station shop for Swiss military is not the same person walking into a Calcutta store. So the price points, the value proposition, the designing has to be really catered to for a certain audience. And this is especially true for us because we're not just a brand making wallets, we're not just a brand making bags, we're not just a brand making pens. Like we say, we are a one-stop shop. So therefore, each of those product categories has to be very carefully selected while coming to a country. You have to understand the competition, the price points, the kind of USPs that people are facing, the value propositions, the opportunities that are there in that segment, and really tread very carefully. So India, any which way, is, as we feel, a very diversified, uh, country with a lot of different requirements. So I'll give you an example. A black and a yellow backpack would not sell a single piece in the south. A black and red would not sell a single piece in the north. A black would sell very well all over. Now, this is something that we were not aware of. And when we came, we started making these backpacks and marketing it everywhere, and presuming that the demand patterns would be, the forecast patterns would be even across the country, altered very badly with the forecast. At stock which was lying, we were out of stock for certain stocks which were moving very well. So therefore, we need to understand that when we are entering a certain kind of a geographical region, the investments, the forecasts need to be very carefully treaded upon. And reading Excel sheets from a certain historical perspective from a different brand really does not hold true for your own specific product line, because your USPs, your brand perception is very different from the others. So we are bringing in a very massive influx of funds into the Indian market. We're doing some very strategic partnerships into the Indian market. We are also looking at opening a lot of stores online and offline. The social media marketing effort with Torero would be a very huge influx coming in. We're looking at very strategic partnerships in the online space with especially Amazon, Myntra, and Flipkart. We're already in talks with them for the entire range being launched. At the same time, we're also looking at a Swiss military network where we would be having a lot of people on ground and making sure that people are actually going door to door to market the products, because we feel that the online space is not doing justice to the product, because it has so many different utilities to the same product that visually seeing a certain wallet, you can't experience the product. A certain video also, people don't have the time to actually spend about a minute and a half to understand what the product is. But on door, going, understanding a product, opening it, experiencing it, seeing the quality, seeing the price, seeing the difference that you had an experience with another brand in the past, paid almost twice the price, and not had a great experience, not had so many utilities in the same product, and not having a global brand, being sported, be it a backpack or a wallet or a pen or a luggage or whatever that you have, or an apparel. So therefore, we're spending a lot of money now into that entire network of having an on-ground workforce coming in. So therefore, there's a huge influx coming in, and the $4 billion brand that we are is now being brought into India in a very massive way. And you would see the visibility of the brand growing manifold in the next 2 or 3 years.
And also, Indrajit ji, to add to Anuj's thoughts, so even you can say the signing of a partnership such as this is an investment. Here, Swiss military has now that they've partnered with Torero in the leather accessories and bags categories, all responsibilities for these investments in these categories are shouldered by Torero. Be it development investments, distribution, expansion investments, marketing investments. So this is you can say licensing is a method via which companies can invest more, and hence that is the idea. So I definitely believe that Swiss military can become a 1,000 crore brand very soon, and hence requisite investments from both houses to make it happen will take place very rapidly.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question, Indrajit ji?
No more.
And Sarthak ji, any who else is there? Manish ji, if you can tell us who are the respected journalists. Then
Mr. Mithun Dasgupta is from the Financial Express. He's online there. Okay. I can see him.
Okay. Mithun ji, any
Mithun, can you hear me?
Us? Yes, Mithun ji.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was hearing, the nice talking and the brand perception and the planning. So the question is that how do you see the demand in the pandemic? I mean, have you seen the pre-COVID level yet, or when you like to, I mean, what is your expectation on getting the demand of back to the pre-COVID level?
Perfect question, Mithunji. Anuj, with your permission, I'll address this first, and then your thoughts
Of
would be
course,
very
please.
valuable. So, Mithunji, I've always, we as companies, we've always believed that the COVID era has not really destroyed demand. You can say demand has shifted. Needs of consumers have shifted. For example, if you may remember, Mithunji, that initially milk sales increased, and even though the entire horeca industry, hotels, restaurants, catering industry stopped, Amul recognized a 70% growth in milk consumption. People started consuming more and better milk products at home. So similarly, there has been a shift in demand, but not necessarily, I would say, that at the ground level has demand been eroded. And that is exactly what Anuj was talking about. Being younger, nimble companies, medium-sized companies, we have the ability to capture and tap into that demand. For example, I'll talk a little bit about the demand patterns which are increasing right now. You can say that, frankly, in October, we are opening out of COVID for the first time as a nation. And businesses are now waking up. Big businesses who realize that they and their customers were dormant for the last 6 months are waking up. 1st of October, or rather I would say 2nd of October, Gandhi Jayanti is now 1st of January. So everyone has woken up, everyone is alert, and this is a great opportunity to promote their businesses. And when I talk about businesses, I'm talking about companies such as banks, pharmaceutical companies, any distribution oriented companies such as paints, Asian Paints, electrical appliances, Havells, or even white good companies. Everyone wants to talk to their consumers, tell their consumers that we care for them. So this is an opportunity, and this is an opportunity that nimble companies such as Swiss Military can attack and cater and help these owners of these companies reach out to their customers. This is a certain point. Second is e-commerce has increased. E-commerce sales has increased because people are still wary a little bit about retail. So e-commerce has increased. And again, nimble companies have the opportunity to cater to exactly what consumers want then and there and offer it. For example, laptops are the #1 category right now, as one would imagine, not only from work from home, but essentially to help kids, attend their online classes. Parents will do anything for their children. So we saw a demand in laptop bags and laptop backpacks because people want to organize their laptops and accessories at home. We saw demand for accessory pouches because a lot of chargers, etc., were always lying around. People wanted to organize. So demand patterns exist, but we just have to fine tune and catch that. Additionally, Mithunji, retail has obviously reduced, but trade distribution has improved a little bit. And because consumers are not going to malls, so they're going to their local shops which they've trusted for many years, or larger, you can say, larger kirana type of shops or larger gift type of shops. So trade distribution is increased. Again, being nimble, we have the ability and speed to provide products at where consumers are happy to receive them. So yes, I see the demand is there for companies who are nimble and active enough to catch it. And this is where we will see companies will grow much more. So I would say that the opportunities are fully there. It's whether you're sleeping or you're not sleeping. And nimble companies like us have the opportunity to cater to that, Mithunji.
Yeah, very well said, Yash. You, I think, conceptualize the entire thing in a nutshell very well. Mithun sir, one more thing I would want to add to what Yash has said is the fact that in these times, a brand has to be innovative. Now, innovation doesn't mean only products. Even the kind of marketing efforts that we are now going to be undertaking, like I said, now this is a time when everybody is very, what is the word to use? Very scared about their future with their organizations, about their businesses, about the sources of income, about some kind of a calamity that the family might face with a medical emergency or their, the kid's future into education and so on. So everybody's looking at an alternative source of income. Everybody's looking at some kind of a surety where if the wife is not working, she could do something, staying at home and earning an additional source of income. And if the husband is already working for something or a company, he could come back and then maybe work extra hours from, let's say, 9 o'clock in the evening to 12 o'clock at midnight and make sure that additional source of income comes. So the entire idea of this, this Swiss military network came from a couple of different factors. This is something which is even a surprise for Yash. So this we've been planning for the last 3 or 4 months ever since this COVID hit the market. So we saw a very big opportunity for Swiss military to come in over here. One, because the time, like you said rightly, the post-COVID times, people are very insecure. They're only investing into essentials. What we are doing is, like the industries or the products that are required, we are an accessory maker. So therefore, like Yash said, laptop accessories, laptop sleeves, laptop backpacks, accessory organizers, travel gadget organizers, travel wallets, so on is the call of the day. In addition, what we're doing with the marketing, like I was saying, was now because people are on the ground and looking for additional sources of income. And Swiss military is a brand, one, which is a one-stop shop. Two, it is something which caters to a very wide array of needs. Three, the quality is assured. Four, it is a Swiss brand. So therefore, the assurance with the pricing and the surprise factor is very important. And most importantly, the fact that when a person actually goes and makes a warm marketing sale instead of a cold sale, which is there in the online space, the person, you're actually going there and focusing on a sample that you're carrying from, the brand bouquet made by Torero, and it's a wallet which has 4 or 5 different functions. And when you're one-on-one selling it to a person, one, you're assured of the income, two, you're assured of the quality, three, you're assured of the warranty, and four, it is exactly what you're requiring. So the word MLM is something we don't want to use because it has been in India for a long time, but the kind of products, the kind of marketing effort, the kind of, I would not want to use the word unprofessionalism, but a lot of things that can be done with the market and the product range is not there. It is a demand vacuum. So we're bringing the global strength of the brand right now to set up a network pan-India where we're looking at a starting of about 200,000 people on ground to be marketing the products. So you're right. There is a paradigm shift in the way the consumers are going to be now perceiving products. They're looking at only investing into essentials. But the way to market this is, one, give them what they want. Two, make sure that the essential list is something that you're catering to also, which is a huge kind of number, both in the online and the offline space, like what Yash was saying. And three, making it worth the while for the entire marketing effort, for the entire system who's being employed by the brand and who's working for the brand, and making sure that you're giving them something which just does not exist. Because as we see the present system in the Indian MLM market, one, the products are not up to the market quality. Two, the entire range and gamut of products is not there. There's one company which is only focusing on, let's say, protein powders and makeup stuff. The other is only focusing on, let's say, your FMCG, your toothpaste and so on. There is no one company which caters to practically everything you need. And even if you have a sunglass, but then you are suddenly offered a sunglass where you can change your 3 lenses in the sunglass. You can use it at night. It's got a night driving UV400 Cat3 enabled sunglass, which is an anti-fog, anti-glare. You have a regular sunglass you can wear in the sun. You can wear a regular sunglass for the same sunglass, changing the lens, which can work when it becomes cloudy, and wearing a regular sunglass, you start feeling the strain in the eyes. So the same thing offered at about 2,000 rupees, with all the certifications in place from a brand like Swiss military, is somewhere where the customer would say, I have a sunglass, I don't have this, I would want to invest into this because I normally carry 3 or 4 for the same purpose. So this is exactly what we're planning on doing with Torero. If you see the product range, it is a very widely acceptable range. The quality is, is as it is manufactured in Switzerland itself, which is where the whole made in India effort is being now brought into India by a Swiss brand. And we have found extremely suitable and capable partners. And at the same time, making products which you always required as a consumer, but you could just not find them because nobody's making them, nobody's looking. So that is the kind of agility that we're planning on doing together with the association and catering to the post-COVID requirements of the market.
Very well said, Arvind. Mithunji, does that help a little bit?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. I mean, pleasant answer. Yes, yeah. So my second question is that on the raw materials. So during the pandemic period, have you seen that the prices of the leather farming up, or I mean, what is the position now compared to the pre-COVID level?
So again, Anuj would have a better idea from a more global perspective. But if I could answer a little bit on the accessory side, Mithunji, here I would say that so if we try to understand from a cost of goods sold perspective, so essentially there are three parts to the cost of goods. So one, you have the raw material, inherently the raw material costs. Second is what we will have is other you can say the freight costs, or the cost to kind of either source, import, or for the raw material to travel. And the third would be the inventory costs, the cost of carrying the product. So though I would say individually the raw material prices may not have changed as much, in certain products it have changed. The freight costs as well as the inventory costs, because you are carrying inventory for a longer period of time, dramatically increased. Freight cost increased a lot domestically as well as internationally. They are now stabilizing, but they're still about 35% higher than pre-COVID levels. And inventory cost is something that most companies have been saddled with, especially in categories which were fairly dormant during the pandemic, but are now booming now. So now they have the opportunity to clear off their inventory. So essentially, I would say, Mithunji, individually raw material costs may not have increased as much, but total inventory costs, which is raw material plus freight plus inventory carrying costs, has increased. Anuj, your thoughts?
And I think I absolutely agree to what you said, Yash. And I think it is all very temporary because there's a lot of fear factor in the market right now. The demand is all over the place. Certain products, like you said, for laptops is going all over the place. For bicycles is going all over the place.
Yeah.
But then it reaches a slightly kind of a curve where it all evens out. The supply too has gone for a 6 because a lot of the companies we were dealing with, even making backpacks, suddenly started making masks and PPE kits, in the overseas and the Indian divisions. And so therefore it is all evening out. The fear factor from the consumer is going out. That extreme buying patterns of panic buying have gone out the window, which happened in June and July, when suddenly the online marketplaces started opening, and the people were still not allowed to go out during the lockdowns. So I think all these sporadic demand and supply patterns have affected the raw material and the other prices. But I think given another month or two post Diwali, I think they should all be kind of evened out. And the real demand patterns will emerge where people are only going to buy the products that they are inspired to buy and products that they essentially need to buy. So, and also with the entire political paradigm, with the neighbors that we have, would also kind of, I think, reach a conclusion by then, hopefully. And I think all these cyclical demand patterns and the price changes and the fluctuations should be taken care of eventually.
I think Mithunji, Anuj said it perfectly. And and this is something that I also want to add from both our companies' perspective. We are seeing a change from October, from this month itself, that things are normalizing, and this is a major change that we are seeing. And so that is exactly what we are also predicting, that give it another month, post Diwali, demand patterns and everything would have evened out. So cost structures would be back to what they were. And so October is been already we are seeing, as they see, the green shoots of recovery. So we're very excited, and I think most businesses will be very excited at the growth they will achieve in October. Mithunji, yeah, that helps. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes. No, thank you. Yeah.
No, because you're asking very good questions, Mithunji. So which is why it's been a pleasure to answer your question.
And most welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Maneet, any other respected journalist whom we can answer?
Sir, I've just got 2 calls. So there are 2 journalists who actually PTI first wants to connect you over phone. Okay. Right. And there's one more journalist who will share the questions, though he has texted me the questions.
Sure.
Once the event, this press meet is over, I'll share the questions with Divya ji.
Right.
for the answer. There are 2-3 questions only. So he
Sure.
has gone through the this virtual meeting, and he has shared some questions. He said that if you can share the answers as soon as possible. So Divya ji, so I'll just thank all the journalists for joining.
But
Okay.
Maneet, before that,
And
anyone
in
else
case
right now would anyone else has any other question right now that also we can take while we're already connected?
I'll ask.
Narendra ji is, for example, if Narendra ji has
Narendra ji has texted me
right.
few questions on WhatsApp. So I'll just check the questions, and same Sarthak ji has already shared the questions.
Okay.
So I'll be so the next course of action is I'll just connect you over telephone, and
All
then
right.
I'll share a few questions from different journalists who have just joined,
Sure.
like Naren ji and Sarthak ji.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So Divya.
Yes. Yes.
Divya ji, I'll just request you to, for the vote of thanks, and then we can quit this, and then we can start the further course of action.
Sure. Thank you, Anand, and thank you, Yash, for your time. Also, I would like to thank all the journalists present on the platform. It is great that in such times you were able to join us. So thank you very much for your presence. We are open for any questions. You can share us over call or email. We will be answering anything that you will be require, and we are available all the time for you. Thank you so much for your time and your presence. Thank you.
And we hope to meet the journalists as soon as it is safe to do so. We are ready and fully at work. As you can see from the background, Anuj is working.
Yes, sir.
I have a lovely Swiss military mountain in my background, but I'm also in office. So we are COVID cannot stop India anymore.
We are launching mountain soon.
Yes.
Coming next to
Yes.
you.
Yes. Absolutely.